Hey loves, it's your girl Whitney Rae, the goddess queen. Welcome to my show. Hey guys, today's show is about something amazing, but before I even talk about who is this show pertaining about, I got to talk about who I'm bringing on. So, before y'all can fully see who she is, um she is what we call in the breast cancer community a breastie. Okay. So most people don't know what breasties mean. It's like my breast sister. Okay. And when you have gone through breast cancer, you automatically gravitate to the people that can relate to your traumas. It don't matter if you known them for 2 seconds or 2 hours or 2 days, whatever, you automatically become sisters. It just doesn't matter. And so today, my guest is none other than one of my fellow breasties that has gone through breast cancer. And so I want her to fully introduce herself. Introduce yourself. Introduce your what? Introduce yourself. Introduce your what? Introduce yourself. Let them know who you are, sis. And yeah.
Hey friends, I'm so excited to be here with the goddess queen herself. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you for coming.
I'm excited for this fruitful conversation.
Yes.
Nothing is off table, so let me say that now.
Okay.
And I'm just excited to be here. My name is Brooklyn. I am coming up on 4 years breast cancer survivor.
Yay!
Yeah. Hey, won't he do it?
Yes, he will.
Won't he do it?
He will.
I was diagnosed at age 28. My story is a little bit interesting. So I tell everyone genetic testing saved my life.
Wow.
Genetic testing saved my life. And I truly believe things lined up in a way that it was only God that had just guided this whole process. I had an aunt that passed away from breast cancer. We didn't know nothing about it because you know how our people do.
Oh
And
my
so we
goodness.
didn't
We're gonna
know
talk about
until
that.
about 2 months before she passed. And she said, I'm really sick. I'm not going to make it. It's breast cancer. And by that point, it was metastatic. So we didn't know much. I have a twin sister. So she went into her gynecologist routine appointment, told them about my aunt. They said, you need to do genetic testing. So she did genetic testing. She was 23 at the time, found out that she had BRCA2 mutation. So it's one of the breast cancer genes that increases your risk for having breast cancer upwards of 80% in your lifetime.
Yeah.
So she was like, Brooklyn, I got this gene. We're twins, same DNA. You need to get tested too. I said, I'm in college. I'm a little broke right now.
That part.
But when I get out and I finish, I'll do the testing. So I got tested at 25. Lo and behold, I knew it was going to be positive, but it was positive. At the time, they said, you've got the gene, you're going to get it one day in your life. So go ahead, chop off your breast right now.
Oh my God.
I'm 25 years old.
Hold
Knew
up.
nothing about this breast cancer life or the community or what all of it meant. And they're saying,
25.
chop off your breast. I said, no.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. It's not gonna happen to me, right? Like, why? What are the chances?
Right.
I'll just what's plan B?
Did
What's
your
option
twin have
C?
it either?
She had the gene too, so she found out first. Yeah, so she found out first. I found out at 25, and so I said, "What's plan B?" Plan B was just to do surveillance. So I was like, "Yes, please, I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll get an annual breast MRI or a mammogram."
Okay.
So I started that at 25, and third year later, when I was 28, they said something looks suspicious. The likelihood of it being breast cancer is still probably low. You're 28, you're young, you were healthy. I was so active.
So were they doing like an ultrasound?
MRI. So I had to go inside the machine every year. They would scan me, and it was kind of weird because you're upside down and you just kind of like lay in this table and everything just
Did
kind of
you
like.
have a? They took your top off and really?
Yep. Every year, and I went in. It was something that just mental. In my mind, I didn't think that I was doing anything significant. I was like, I just go in for my scan. It's not going to be positive, but I'm gonna just do it just because they told me to do it.
Yeah.
So when they said something looks suspicious, I said, suspicious? Like,
No,
no,
not
no,
me.
not me. Like, it's nothing. So they said, we don't have to biopsy it. I said, well, you done told me it looks suspicious. So,
Yeah, come
yes,
on, let's go with
yes.
this.
Biopsied it, found out breast cancer.
And for
so with
those that don't
that,
know what a biopsy means, like ultrasounds, it's on the skin and they're scanning it and stuff.
Mhm.
But a
Mhm.
biopsy is them going in, collecting tissue, taking
Yes.
that tissue, testing
Yes.
it, and being able to see. Okay,
And this is
this
why I
is
say women are so strong. So when I had the biopsy, first of all, they don't give you any medication.
that part. They do not give you any
No
medication.
medication. And so I had the
You just take it
doctor
like a
who
G with a
was in
whole
there
needle.
doing the biopsy. They had a nurse. Her whole entire role was to hold my hand and rub my back.
Oh
She
my!
did nothing else. There was the nurse that was handing the doctor the
I
medication,
experienced
and then
this too.
the patient support nurse, and she held my hand and she said, "It'll be over soon," and rubbed my
I
back.
promise you, this is why I became best friends with these nurses
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
assistants
Yeah.
because
They're incredible.
they
They're
are. Oh,
incredible.
we love y'all.
We love y'all.
Okay. So you get a biopsy.
Got the biopsy and still didn't think nothing of it. In my mind, I'm like, they're gonna call me and it's gonna be negative. So wasn't tripping about it. I was at work and I was
Let me hear what this call
oh
sounded like.
girl. So I'm a pharmacist in my day job. I was working in a free clinic at the time and I had students with me. I got a call and it was my doctor from the office and I was like, that's weird. It was about 6 p.m. They don't normally make calls after hours. So I said, why are they calling me at 6? I stepped out. I told my students, hold it down until I get back. And it was the radiologist. And the radiologist said, I'm so sorry to have to deliver this news, but the biopsy came back and you have cancer.
No,
And
you did
then
not get told you had cancer
by the radiologist at
by the
work
radiologist on the
at 6
phone.
p.m., March 9th,
Did
2020.
she ask if you was driving? Did
No,
she ask if
no, no, there was no question. I verified, they were like, can you verify your birthday? Make sure you are who you are. And then she just laid it out there on the phone. Yeah.
we're going? Where was your mind at in this moment?
Like in Charlie Brown, when the teacher starts talking and it's like, wah,
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 wah, wah,
wah, wah,
wah,
wah, wah.
wah, wah.
That's what it felt like. Everything else that was said after that, I have no idea what she said.
I feel like, hold on.
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah.
like I know how mine was,
Hmm.
but I'm thinking about what I just heard. I see one thing about me, this is why I emotionally connect to people so much, is because I will take off my shoes and say, hey, let me see your shoes. Okay, let me put them on. It's kind of tight, or it's too big, but hold on. And I literally just felt how you felt,
Hmm.
and that's a lot.
That was a
That
lot.
feels like somebody just took a air
Yeah.
gun and just said, "Whoa."
Yeah. Yeah. That's that's exactly what it felt like. And at the time, my now husband, but at the time I was dating my boyfriend, and we were together for about 3 years, and we had decided that we were going to be moving to Texas. He had moved to Texas. I was in Philadelphia at the time. He moved to Texas 2 months prior and was like setting up everything for me to come down soon. So like not only do I have breast cancer, but I'm like, oh snap, like is he about to like leave
Leave me?
me?
Do you
How
want to
do I
be?
tell him
I
he
remember
just
that.
moved down
I
two
remember
months
that feeling.
ago and I got to be like, "Hey, I know you just moved, but like I just got diagnosed with breast cancer. I'm about to start chemo. I have to have surgery."
What did he say?
He was like, I'm ready to quit my job. He had just started his job 2 months ago. He was like, I will quit. I will move right back up there. I will take care of you. And I'm like, no,
Girl,
like, no.
that's a great man.
That's a
Okay.
good
Oh
man,
my god.
Savannah.
Okay, you got your he got a
No.
friend.
I was
No.
like, no, I was like, no, you cannot quit your job. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna come
Yes.
back and then like, no, like this too shall pass. My mom had already, I told her that was the worst call.
Okay. You want to talk about it?
We can talk about it.
Cause okay, hold on. Okay, so we're going from let's backtrack.
Let's go back to it. Let's go
Okay,
back to
because
it.
there's a
Let's
lot.
go back to it.
So
I was
how
at
old are you
work.
when you're diagnosed?
I was 28.
You're 28. At
Yeah.
first, you had to find out going through this process started at 25.
Right. So it was my
Okay.
third MRI.
Yes.
Hmm.
Biopsy had a. If y'all don't know biopsies, like she said, they don't give you no pain relief. They might do some numbing stuff.
That needle was that needle was about 6 inches long.
Yeah. The needles are long and they're thick. So you want to know something? When you were talking about your biopsy, it made me think about whenever I had my biopsy, I had something called dense breasts.
Same. Yeah.
And so it was hard. And so I broke
Mhm.
3 needles.
Girl.
Baby, you know, when you a warrior, I'm a whole Amazon goddess queen. I be trying to tell them I'm the goddess queen. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh
when I
gosh.
broke 3 needles with them doing my biopsy because
Snap.
it was
Okay.
so dense. I just think because it's like this war, it was just showing them this war. I'm ready. I'm
Hey.
ready for this
Hey.
battle.
Girl.
So literally, I broke 3 in my biopsy, and they kept saying it's just bending. It's bending. So did you have that problem? Because I had dense breast.
No. Oh gosh. I think after the first time they went in, if they came out, I wasn't about to let them go back in.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
was so painful.
You were sore
They
afterwards,
numbed the
right?
area a little bit with some like lidocaine, but
Okay.
just not, I mean, it was painful. They were in there, she just kept saying, I just need a little bit more, a little bit more. I was like, I
Look,
can't, I
that's when
can't.
I'm telling you. That's why I say my aggressive side is I call her magenta. Like, and she's after like she's the only thing that could have forefront come into my life to be able to help me through breast cancer.
Girl.
I don't know if you had to have that person, because like you get told did okay, how did it go? Did you get told what you were diagnosed with, and then they started strategizing? Because I know I had like a team, you had a team,
Hmm. Hmm.
like that you're gonna have to have a mastectomy and a double mastectomy.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so can we
Wh-
talk about that process?
When I got told by the radiologist, and maybe they said it and it was at the Charlie Brown phase, I don't know.
I
But from what I
understand. That's why I always had to
remember,
have somebody too, because
what I
you
remember,
forget.
they just said you're going to be contacted soon by a breast surgeon, and they told me that that was probably going to be the first part of my care was having the mastectomy or the double mastectomy or the potential lumpectomy. But all the radiologist said was you have cancer. Someone's going to be calling you soon. So the first person on my team was the breast surgeon. But I mean, even just from that day,
How
being told that,
That's what I was about to say. How did
and
you get told that? Do you just turn around and walk back into the
that
classroom?
is literally exactly what happened.
Oh, heck
I think I
no.
was just so
Engaged. Like
yeah, I think I was just in
I
such a like it was like
after
I
I got
heard
told, I
it.
walked around HEB. I
I
know that
couldn't
sounds crazy.
even
I was just like,
I don't even think I internalized it. Like they said you have cancer, someone's going to be calling you soon, a bunch of other stuff. I hung up the phone and I said I still got patients in there. I still got students that are unattended, and I
I'm telling
said
you,
I'm just going to put this in a little
it's that
box.
gear. It's that
I'm going to go
shift.
back in there.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I need to do. I had to work for like another hour, and I didn't break down or anything. I was just like, okay, well, just gonna keep working, doing what I'm doing. And then I got in the car and I sat there for, I think it probably was like an hour that went by. I just sat there in the car afterwards and I was like, oh snap. Then it was setting in the reality of I have cancer. I just sat there and I kept saying, I have breast cancer. I have breast cancer. Like I couldn't even
Like you
believe it.
say, how do you feel right now saying that and put? Because I'm in your shoes with you, right?
Hmm.
You're saying that right now, even saying that, and you're sitting back in that moment. How do you feel?
It's still weird to this day.
I get it.
4 years later, I know I had it. I know what I went through, but sometimes it feels like a distant memory. I'm like, I can't believe what I went through. I was literally like 28 years old. All of my friends are talking about going to Miami, living their life.
Best life.
What's going on? And I'm like, I'm about to be sick, laid up in somebody's little sad little chemo room with poison going through my
And
veins.
and you think of like videos that you've seen in like movies, a person that had breast cancer and
It ain't
it
pretty.
ain't pretty.
It ain't
You
pretty.
like, well, at this age,
It ain't
life,
pretty. Yeah.
life, well, so much for this. It's like, what other stuff was running in your head? Did you sit in the parking lot for it? How like
I
and
just sat there and I was just like trying to process being told I have cancer. I didn't believe it. I was like, they got the wrong chart. They didn't call the right person. They meant to call somebody else. Somebody's about to call me up and say,
this is
"Oh,
a
I'm
joke.
this is a joke. I'm so sorry." and the call didn't come. And I was sitting there waiting for that call, and that call did not come. And so the hardest part for me was I was sitting in that car mentally preparing, how am I going to tell my people? How am I going to tell my
Ye-
mom,
Hey,
my
but
twin
can we
sister, my
pause? Can we
boyfriend?
pause real quick? I'm a recovering people pleaser.
Same,
And
same.
what I'm hearing you say is in a moment of news, trauma news that you just received, that
What
you,
about everybody else? What about everybody else? Yes, I still, like you said, recovering people pleaser, but that was my first thought. How can I tell my mom who lost
because
her
I did the
sister?
same thing.
Her sister was her best friend. She had lost her sister about 7 years before my diagnosis, and she went down quick, and that broke my mom. How can I tell her that her firstborn daughter at 28 years old has breast cancer? And like mentally preparing for that call, hearing my mom drop down to her knees and just scream on the phone, that was that was hard. That was hard. I know, I'm getting teary eyed. Just
It's
I can still
okay.
hear her like screaming on the phone, like, and she just said, you know what? She dropped everything. She said, I'm driving up to Philadelphia right now. I'm gonna be there tonight. And she came, and she did not leave my side until I finished treatment. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Man,
Like
man.
that just broke her. And same thing. Recovering people pleaser. While I'm going through treatment, everyone's like, how are you doing? I'm like, "Oh, I'm fine." Go in the
Less than
corner like,
highly favored.
you know, I'm fine. I could not let my mom know or anybody else know how I truly was doing because I
Why?
can't burden them. I don't want to burden them, and then they're gonna feel terrible that I feel so bad. So like I'm not gonna put that on them, you know? Why? I don't know. I'm still something I
No,
still work on,
no, I get it.
but
Do you need any tissue? I
yeah.
usually don't use tissue.
No, I'm okay,
Okay, because
This is my
I'm
raw natural emotion and it's
okay,
what it
and this is what I
is.
tell people all the
And
time.
it's
This is
fine.
our raw, natural
It's fine.
emotions. This is our sisters that can relate of a trauma that has happened, and we're both saying like, our tears is like, man, I feel you, dude.
Mhm.
It's like, I feel you, sis.
Thanks, girl.
It feels crazy because it's like I hear our stories have some similarities. And I'm remembering like it's crazy that you said when you had she was screaming and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I remember whenever I had to tell my parents, and that was the hardest one for me too. Like everybody else was like, all right, but it's like my parents,
Mhm.
and my parents were out of town, so on a vacation in New
Mm.
Orleans,
You're
and
like, I
so
can't call them.
I
They're
don't
on
want to
vacation.
inconvenience
Yeah.
them. I don't want to,
Yeah.
again, recovering people
Yeah.
pleaser.
Yeah.
And what I had to do is tell them that their child, what they birthed in this world of
Mhm.
what they thought was perfection based on their love
Yeah.
together, has a cancerous disease in them.
Yeah. I had never seen my dad cry until I told him I had breast cancer. He broke down.
I think they take it personal.
Oh yeah.
I know my parents took it personal. Like, what did we do wrong?
Same.
What,
Same.
like, and we didn't eat
Same.
fast food. We didn't, like, none of that. So it's like we're in the family, but I don't know about you, but like I think like we're the generation that we everything is getting diagnosed
Yeah.
because previous
Yeah.
generations probably didn't go to the doctor.
Mhm. But also the food that is out there now, the ingredients and stuff, just the environment. There's so many other factors that are different than how they used to be.
Right. And it's crazy because I remember same thing. I told them, and I didn't get to I just wish, and I guess I'm old school, but I guess because how I was communicated, how I got breast cancer, because mine was pretty awful too.
Yeah.
It was like the doctor comes into the room and she's crying. And
Oh,
I'm
the
looking
picture.
like,
Yep. Well, this ain't good.
Well, hell. And not only that, my call, see, they didn't elite. Well, you got a call. That was, I feel like yours was more traumatic, but I got a call, and when they said, "Hey, we need you to come in. We got your results. But could you bring a family member with you too?" I'm like, oh, I got cancer.
Can you bring a family member?
I'm like, you might as well just say I
Well,
got
people
cancer.
not talking to people about, especially if you're in the oncology space. Why is there no
So I
emotional
guess that's
intelligence
something we could talk about,
training?
Brooklyn. We could say the people in this industry, we really like y'all, but when it comes to, I guess, the pillow talk conversation with
Yeah,
people that have been told that they have a chronic disease, you might want to we're gonna get the message, but the delivery is very important.
very important. Very important.
Because you had a traumatic way, I had a traumatic way. The other thing is, and I know we talked about this previous before the show, but like, if I could do it all over again, if I could do it all over again, I would go through this, at least diagnosing stuff like that, and really have have some moments with myself.
Hmm.
Because I don't know about you, and I want to know about this for you. Um, being more of taking it in. I never had a moment to take it in. It was always after I found out something, it's like, what's next?
Yeah.
What's next?
Hmm.
What's next? And mentally, that messed with me because I focused on so much of what was next that I never got to focus on me.
Hmm. Same. Same. Even just you saying that, I thought about the day that I found out that I had breast cancer, the day I got the call. As soon as I got out of work, had my little 1 hour to myself, I called up, first person, called up my sister, twin sister.
It was all
And
everybody.
then it was like twin sister, mom, best friends, boyfriend. And from there, those people told their people. Now I got people calling me. My auntie
They don't
from
give you a manual and how
hometown
you supposed to deliver this.
that I ain't talked to in months. I heard what happened. Oh my
And you're
goodness.
traumatized already
And
because you're
yeah.
still like, oh my gosh, I have cancer. I have cancer. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
die. I'm going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, this must be hard for you. I don't even know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. I'm
Yeah.
going crazy. Oh, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Oh, are you okay? Yeah,
There was
I'm
no
great.
time to process. I wish now that you say that I had taken at least like a couple of days to myself to
Yes.
process, to really
It could have been
just
Me and Boo thing. Okay. Like, come on.
but no, it was boom, 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 boom. Everybody knowing, everybody calling, everybody wanting
Everybody
updates,
making it about them.
everybody making it about them, everybody like, oh well, you need to call the hometown pastor. He needs to call and pray for you because we gonna
And
take
you're
care of
like,
this. And I'm
I'm
like,
trying to breathe right now. I'm glad you're saying this. I'm glad you're saying this because that was a big thing. Um, I'm trying to deal with the fact that I'm just got this label, this thing that's growing in my body. Now I'm looking at myself weird in the mirror, touching on
mm-hmm,
myself like,
mm-hmm.
I'm doing all these weird things and because they're traumatized with what my trauma has been said. You're projecting your emotions. So you had to deal with that. People were projecting their How did you work through that and still focus?
I think that's a good question because I feel like most of the conversations, at least in that first week, when everybody is calling, and not just one time, people are calling
Excessively. I get
every
it.
day, multiple people every day. How you doing today? The same that I was doing yesterday. But I think I was just such on pilot mode of just
That's a good word.
still, oh my gosh, I have cancer. Like people are still talking to me, projecting their emotions. Oh my gosh, you must feel this way. I can't imagine what
You
you're
like, I don't
going
even know what
through.
I feel like
And
because I
I'm
haven't
like,
had
I
time to
don't
feel.
even know. Right. I'm still trying to process you have cancer. So I don't even know how to feel. I don't know
Did
what
they
any of
tell
this
you what
means.
stage you had to?
No, not until that first appointment. The radiologist just said you had cancer. I didn't even know what how big the tumor was, or
Right.
again, maybe
Did
they
it
said,
feel
or
big when
so
you,
that's the thing. My largest tumor was 5 millimeters,
which is small?
which is not even the size of a pea.
Oh,
It was so small. The
wow.
only reason why it was caught early was because I was doing those preventative scans, those surveillance screenings. So they caught it originally they thought it was stage 0,
Okay.
which just means it is confined to the milk duct. So it's confined just within the breast. Usually you can just take that part out and then just you don't have to do chemo. And so originally I went in, they said, okay, well, the milk duct was kind of large in comparison to the overall size of the breast.
Right.
So she was saying we recommend just taking the whole breast out. Plus, I had the BRCA2 gene, so they're like, you're such high risk anyways, just take it out.
So
I
you had
said,
to do a double mastectomy?
I did the double. They said
Okay.
I could have did the single, but I'm like, if you're
They said
taking
say,
one out,
just make my headlight straight. Come on, somebody.
and and that's the thing that people don't
I
talk about.
Yeah, can we talk about that? Because yeah,
Some
yeah.
people were like, oh well, if you have kids one day, maybe you want to breastfeed, and I'm like,
Somebody
that
said that to me
sounds
too.
all good and well,
Not
but
good.
number one, I don't want to be the what
Having
I
a
just
kid and having to
and
go through this
what
again.
I just heard, I don't want to get that call again. And
That's what I thought
if
too.
I can just, you're going in there anyways,
Come
you're
on.
taking one off anyways. For me, I said just take them both.
That's what I did
Just take them
too.
both. Plus,
I did the same
whatever
thing.
reconstruction I have done, I just want them to be like you said.
Headlights
I don't
looking
want to be
good.
like So
Womp
for
womp.
me, so that
Orangutan
was for
over
me.
here.
But I'm
We don't want to do all
completely
that.
supportive of whatever reconstruction works for you.
Right.
Do it right. So I just had both of them taken out. When they took me to the OR, they take the extra samples, they look at the margins and stuff to make sure that they got all the cancer out. They said, actually, we found a few smaller ones in the rest of the breast tissue.
So that's crazy. This again, our
Got
story
bumped up.
correlates because I had my tumor was on the right side.
Me too.
Okay. And so that one was actually the size of a golf ball. Okay.
So you felt that.
Yeah, but the thing is that we're doing ultrasound since 21.
Okay.
It wasn't until 31 that something felt different.
Wow.
Crazy. So I had to get an ultrasound every year.
Okay.
And they kept checking that breast. And so every time my sister would go with me, and my sister was like, all right, let's do our routine. And I told her the reason why I got it this time was she didn't come to that last appointment.
She jinxed you.
She jinxed me. I was like, you were supposed to come. Man, my sister was supposed to come. But because my big sister, I love her to pieces. Love you, Camille. She's one of the people that like I'm always the extreme emotional one, and she's
keeps you grounded.
She's grounded. She's the big sis.
Mm-hmm.
She will protect me. They say something that I don't understand. You remember like the little kids, like you're just sitting there playing and fidgeting. Well, you got the older sibling that's like listening, like, okay, so where she gotta go? And then I'm like, da, 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 da. That's why I have my friends are a lot like that too. I could be crazy, and then okay, so then what? So my sister actually went to a lot of my appointments with me.
Wow. Okay.
Because she knows.
That's what she's good at. She's
she was the one that was like, hey,
with the
all right.
notepad, like.
Well, because with me, they were like, hey, we found that in there, but when they were like, we see something over here, but we don't know. And so when they did that, my sister, she be trying to make it like seem fun. She's like, girl, Angelina Jolie. She got both of hers. And
she did though.
And she was like, this, like, you could have it like this. Like she was just trying to make it more light of it, even though I'm having to go through this daggone trauma.
Right.
And one thing me and her was talking about, I was like, girl, she was like, look, because she already had a kid by this time. And so she's like, look, I've been breastfeeding. I'm not saying it's bad. She said, but you see what be happening. I said, you know what, sis? I don't want them kids on me like the Caprice. They be looking like they, girl, they was getting it. I'm like, I'm good. So if you get them both done, for me, I was like, if I get them both done, my headlights will be right. I'm in my 30s. I'm still young. I want to make sure that I can still be attractive to
Yeah.
whoever mate I'm with. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, and then I'm gonna be under. Yeah, let's just do
Just
this.
chop them off. Yeah.
Let's just do it. Now
But
it was funny. My mom did not like that though.
same,
Really?
same. She was like, but you need to do the breastfeeding. And I was like,
Yep, my mom said the same thing.
and for me, even before my diagnosis, I always thought that if I had kids that I would breastfeed.
Yeah,
But
me too.
when you're faced with your mortality, your perspective
It's so
is so
different.
different. I
You're
just
right.
want to be alive.
There,
So I
girl.
don't if I can't breastfeed my kid, okay.
Okay.
But I'm here.
And guess what? Technology is advancing. Things are advancing. Whatever. They'll be good.
They'll
And
be
then I
good.
found out
They'll
too,
be
they
good.
have the breast milk banks and stuff. I
Oh
already
yeah.
researched the stuff. I was like, oh yeah, my kid's gonna be great.
Mm-hmm.
My kid's gonna be great. You know, it's crazy. You were thinking about kids at that time. I was, but were you ever thinking about kids prior to that?
No, because
Me
having breast
neither.
cancer in your 20s, so my very first call after I had my diagnosis, it actually wasn't even the breast surgeon, it was the fertility specialist. They said, we want to get you in, and my appointment was scheduled 3 days later.
Yes, they did the
And
same to me
they were like,
to pull eggs or anything.
yes.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
same.
They were like, this is going to be super important before you start chemo. We need to have this conversation.
Because it had to be pure.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
same.
They said,
I'd
you
go
got
through that
3 days to
process.
decide. You need to decide if you're going to be freezing eggs or embryos because we need to get your treatment on the road. I said, okay, so 3 days ago, you tell me I have breast cancer. I have to call my boyfriend now, say, I have breast cancer, and do you want to freeze some embryos with me? Like, what?
Be like, hey, I know we just met, but I think we make some beautiful kids in the
I was like,
future.
oh.
Probably like not now, but probably in the future. You want to do it right now? Real quick. It'll be a day.
And
I'll get you pizza.
people don't even talk about the financial impact of
Ooh, you
freezing your
ready?
eggs.
Okay, look.
It's not cheap, and like in the United States, insurance companies do not prioritize or consider that to be of utmost importance when they're making insurance plans. I've never met anyone, a couple of people in the tech industry who've got these like,
Hi.
build your own insurance plans that really value that kind of stuff. But for the most part, most people are not getting that covered. So
Nope.
people are paying out of pocket.
100%.
And it's not a one-time fee. If you freeze eggs, you got to pay the annual storage fee. If you freeze embryos, that's even more.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you this.
It's ridiculous.
When I was going through that same process and I saw how much it was. And I was at this time too a solo entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to make an executive decision of, God, if it's your will, you will make sure that I can have children because I can't right now for
Mm-hmm.
this.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't even get to freeze mine.
Same. And I said the same prayer.
Oh my
I
God!
said, Jesus,
God,
if it is your will.
if it's your will, let it not be my will that tried to come over here. But baby, when it's time for me to have these children, Lord, have your way in this body. Hallelujah.
And I have peace in that.
Me
And I say,
too.
if it happens,
I love this.
if it happens, it happens. But if it doesn't, I'm not crushed. I'm not broken.
Because what's meant to happen is supposed to happen. Just like people are like, people will come up to me and say, oh, I hate that you got cancer. I'm not. Did I say that I was? I'm not. Yeah, I had a moment. I'm not. You do not put that on me. That's why I be telling people, don't put that label on me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, because what I am is God said I'm equipped to take this battle so I can let you all know who he is. I am a miracle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Baby, you can't tell me nothing. And after going through something like that, I don't know about you, Brooklyn, but my confidence went to a whole nother level.
Turn it up.
I'm on the way up.
Turn it up.
Nothing can stop me. I'm on the way up. But I don't know about you, but that made a lot of people that was there start to move.
And that's fine.
But did you lose a lot? in the process?
I say I lost a lot, but I gained a lot.
Okay, let's talk about it.
People that I wasn't expecting to step up stepped up in ways that
Don't
I
that be
didn't
happening?
even
I
expect.
know.
And then people that I thought were about to be there for me, riding with me, I didn't hear from for months. Like, we're quote unquote best friends, but you talked to me the day I told you I got my diagnosis was the last time I heard from you, and now months have gone by. I've been in chemo, and I wasn't posting on social media while I was in treatment.
Mm-hmm.
So no one, it wasn't like it was a well-known thing what I was going through.
Mm-hmm.
But if you knew, like, how, and you didn't even check on me.
It let it
So
lets
I
you
was like,
see people from
that's
a
all I need to
whole different.
know. That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
We don't got to talk about it. There's, I mean, there's nothing that someone can say to me after that. Like, if we're quote unquote best friends and you didn't check on me when I was going through one of the darkest moments of my life,
Then just
there's nothing that you can say.
no.
Like, I had one person that at the time I was really close with. Afterwards, they were like, "Well, I was going through a really bad relationship." So I was trying to survive.
And
Okay,
but you
but
know what? Those be the main ones at your funeral. Oh Lord, why'd you have to go? I really wish that people could like understand, and this is why I really wanted this show. Because I want people to understand that instead of waiting later to show up for people, show up for them in the now.
yeah.
A lot of people assume like tomorrow, tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's a day
And a day
away.
too late.
And I don't know if I'm going to be here.
Mm-hmm. A day too
So
late.
wait long, wait wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, I just want people, and this is why I think going through this, a lot of people would say, like, well, I was trying to do, I think a lot of people support the way they want to be supported. Did you notice that a lot in your journey? Like, a lot of people supporting you. Did you communicate effectively how you wanted to be supported? And then did you receive well how people supported you?
So the first question, no, because I don't even think anyone really knows what they need
No,
after being told I have cancer, right?
no.
Like, prior to
I don't know how I
then,
can I don't even know what to do with myself. Okay, I
girl,
can agree.
prior to having my cancer diagnosis, I mean, for the most part, life
You
was,
want some candy?
yes, please,
Look, because
brief
we
intermission.
don't look, I don't care
For the
what y'all
most part, though, I mean, like, before cancer, I hadn't had anything that substantial
mm-hmm.
or something as traumatic as cancer where I needed people to show up to even practice being able to voice what
Cause
I
are you
need.
always the strong friend? Are you
Yes.
okay?
Yes. I'm always the strong friend
Okay.
that shows up
Same.
for everybody else.
Was it hard because now you needed those people that you were strong for to show up
Yes.
for you?
Yes.
And did you realize that once you can show up for some people, but in a certain way, they can't have the capacity to show up for you in the same way that they can't reflect that?
100%. I
Mm.
think it was hard for me even just asking for help. I couldn't even get to the point where I was able to
Ooh,
recognize what I needed because I was never even at a point to be able to just ask somebody for help,
I
you
get
know?
it.
And so even little stuff, I mean, like, I was literally gonna call an Uber to take me to chemo
Oh yeah,
because I didn't want to burden somebody out of their day to have to take me.
but if one of them somebody's called you, hey Brooklyn, um, yeah, you working today? Okay, well I need to go to this appointment at 1. Can you take me?
There, then I'd be there.
But why? Because I'm on the same boat.
And I never even think of it as like someone owing me that back. I give because I love and I want to give. I don't give with
You
the
love with the purest heart.
expectation of receiving back.
I don't either.
So my mom was, she was saying all these, you've done this for this person and that person and they can't even help you. I'm like,
I would hear that
I
too.
don't
But I don't have that expectation.
I don't have that expectation of people.
I don't
have that
I don't think you
expectation, period.
should.
If you want to do nice things or help someone,
Me too.
you should do it with
Kindness out of your
a
heart.
kindness and a giving heart, not because you're expecting it back.
Yep, that's how I am too.
And so
that's why if I get somebody a gift, I don't expect them to give me a gift. That's like if I tell you I love you and you don't feel that same way, I don't expect you to say I love you back. I'm reflecting how I feel. It should not subject how you feel or want to do.
Exactly.
Just because I'm giving to you, that doesn't mean nothing. Like when I first started, I said, "Oh, what size shoe you wear?" I'm not expecting for you to say, "Well, I really don't have enough money to give you shoes." Okay, Brooklyn, I didn't ask you that.
Right. Yeah.
I'm asking because I got some stuff that I can give you because I'm a gangster giver. Let me give to you because God says when I give, I get more. And he multiplies it. And he has gone exceedingly abundantly above I could ever ask or imagine because I am that. Despite whatever I'm going through, I feel like people will hold on to stuff so much. We were talking about this earlier, like how, like, I want people to know the Brooklyn that was pre-cancer and now the Brooklyn that's post-cancer.
Brooklyn pre-cancer.
Who was she?
Right. I'm like, who
her,
was she?
Her.
Who is she?
Her. She.
First of all, it feels like a decade ago. It feels
Girl,
like
that's why I tell people I'm 73 years old, baby. I don't know. I don't know.
It really feels like eons ago because I see myself now as just Brooklyn, the cancer survivor. But I think pre-Brooklyn, I didn't value things that I valued were way different.
Yeah. You want some more? I don't want you to feel bad.
No,
come on.
Let me have a few more of those.
And we can, and I don't, y'all, real quick, watch you get this. People that be sitting there thinking like, oh, he had cancer, you can't eat this or do this. Let me tell y'all something. Okay, in the nicest way, I'm not going to say a bad word because my mom's probably watching this, but you know which word I'm thinking. We done gone through hell and high waters and came back. Baby, we going to eat what we want. So y'all be over there, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do. We're going to live our best life. You stay in the business of minding your own business. We're going to stay in the business of minding our own business. Thank you and have a nice day. We love you. But we are trying to be great and be happy.
These are delicious, by the way.
And I bought these specifically for us. I got them because they had hearts in them.
Oh.
Hearts. Okay, so go ahead. Because, you know, chemo brain sometimes.
Girl, I was just about to say chemo brain. I forgot the question.
Okay, so I don't even remember. Dang, it was good too. Hold on, let me ask my people. Hey, what was the question? Y'all remember?
We said, oh, no.
This is literally chemo brain moment. So y'all just give us a minute.
We said,
let's run our thoughts back.
Run it back.
You know what?
Oh, Brooklyn that I was now, Brooklyn that I am today.
Brooklyn pre. Yay!
This don't always happen. So
chemo brain moments are.
Celebrate that one.
Yeah, okay. We celebrate. Look, you get more candy.
The Brooklyn that I am now, I think that, you know, now what I value is just way different. I value quality time. Not just the quantity. Where before I'm just like, oh, everybody come around. Like I just want to always be in the moment. Like I'm much more intentional with my circles, who I keep around. I'm intentional with the time. So if I am with someone, before I'd be on my phone, I'm looking at emails, I'm doing this,
but you're
doing that.
In the moment.
I'm engaged in the moment.
Okay.
I am intentional because I care about you and I value this time. Because like you said earlier, I might not see you tomorrow. I might not see you next week. I might not see you next month.
And I tell people all the time, that's why my phone is never on ring. It's on vibrate. It's to the side. You see how my body language is to you. It's focusing. It's eye contact. It's nonverbal communication because I am here. I'm in this moment.
I'm present.
You are seen. You are heard. You are loved in this moment. I agree.
I think that I'm way more adventurous with multiple things in my life. Trying new foods. I've had almost every kind of food out there now.
Yeah, me too. Have you had Malaysian food?
Yes.
I just had Malaysian food. It's so
There's some good
good.
spots over on Chinatown side.
Girl, we gotta go.
Girl,
Let's take a
say
let's do a
less.
date.
Say
I
less.
would love that.
Trying new foods,
You were
new
recently
experiences. Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune. I
How was that,
applied.
dude?
That was probably one of the coolest things I've ever done.
What? I ain't gonna lie. It made me happy to be like, look at my friend on Wheel. My friend,
Mom, I'm on TV.
I was like, look, I was showing my friend. I was like, this is my friend. Y'all friends go on Wheel of Fortune? Like my friend.
Girl.
How was that?
I applied last August, and you have to do like a little video, talk about yourself.
Okay.
I was like, I'm a 3-year breast cancer survivor.
I love
Check
that.
me out. I'm from Houston, Texas, and a bunch of like cheesy stuff.
Okay.
But they loved it. They called me back in a month and they said, we want to bring you on for like a virtual interview.
Man,
Brought
Brooklyn,
me on
that's
for the
cool.
virtual interview. They were like, we love you. We want you on the show. And August, September, October, 3 months later, I was flying out. They fly you out to Sony Studios in LA. Stayed up in a hotel overnight. I was able to bring my husband.
I was about to say you get to bring your
my husband. He was
baby,
in the
I'm taking you
stands.
on right.
Now we ain't win, but it's okay. We're not talking about that.
Okay.
We had a great time, and yeah, your girl was on Wheel of Fortune. Met Vanna White, so I'm all about the experiences.
Yes,
and
I am too. I am
living
too.
life to the fullest.
I am
living
too.
life to the fullest.
Yeah.
If somebody was like, if you were like, you want to go skydiving tomorrow? Pre-cancer Brooklyn would be like, you crazy. But now I'm like, let's do it.
So you want to know what's so funny? That was going to be the question that I asked you. Because I want to do that this year.
You want somebody to do it with?
Yeah.
I'm there.
All right. Y'all heard it. We gonna do skydiving together. We're gonna have to record it and stuff.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Y'all gonna have to get this experience. Y'all gonna have to subscribe to
we're gonna do it live on the channel.
Yeah, we're gonna do it live. We're gonna do it all that jazz. I know y'all want to see it because oh my god, it's amazing. Okay, you want to play a game real quick?
Let's do a game.
Okay, so
I love games.
I do too. Okay, I try to find things that I don't know about you because of chemo brain. And can you explain to them what chemo brain is?
Yes.
Because I say it a lot, but that's our terms. I forgot sometimes they don't understand our language.
Chemo brain. Whenever someone who has been diagnosed with cancer gets chemo, we say it's like a poison, it's a toxin. It does what it needs to do. It's killing all those cancerous cells. It's killing a lot of all the other cells too. And part of the thing that the thought is that the chemo actually disrupts the memory storage bank of the brain. So even like short-term memory, I can walk into a room, forget what I walked in there for, having a conversation with somebody on the phone.
Right.
If somebody interrupts me, 10 seconds later, I have no idea what we were talking about.
Nope. It's like squirrel. So the funny part is,
chemo brain.
That's chemo brain, guys. Thank you so much. I had chemo brain and I have been diagnosed with ADHD.
Ooh.
As an adult. So it's just like, which one is the ADHD and which one's the chemo brain? And so I try to find games to help stimulate, and stay. Yeah, so
I love that.
I got this game. Hey, y'all can sponsor us. This is Rory's Story Cubes. Have you ever heard of these?
No.
Okay, so one is like you do a story with actions, and then one. Okay, this is the one that we usually do, and
okay, let's do it.
So I can speak more, but story cubes. I do these also. So I'm a public speaking professor, and so I do this too for sometimes the students that it's hard for them to communicate. I try to let people know like you have a voice and your voice is meant to be heard, but sometimes they don't know a fun way to. I find fun ways to pull it out of them. So you're not hard to pull a story out. And so we can have a fun story time. My family, we play games like this too. My family's very competitive. Hey family, what's up? Okay, so the rules of the game is this. We have these cubes, okay? Oh, look, I don't want to take your water. We have these cubes,
Mhm.
and what we do is we're gonna lay it out, and you can whatever, however you want to, and you line it up, and you put them in order, and then you tell a story,
Oh, that's
and
fun.
it could be any type of story. Okay.
Okay.
So you want to go first?
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
it.
I'm give you the
You go
table over
bring it to
here.
me. Okay.
Story cubes moment.
Interesting. My story probably ain't gonna make a lot of sense, but we're gonna go
It's
with it.
okay. And you can make it however you want. You can make it with our breast cancer journey, your breast cancer journey, whatever.
I don't even know what that is. Okay. Okay. I
All
don't know
right.
if we can zoom in on these cubes, but let's
Well,
see. I
you
have
could probably pull it up every time that you
okay.
like show them the
So we've
cube.
got 9 cubes here. Just to quickly run through them, we got a key, a clock, a dice, a book, a fish, a credit card,
Hmm.
a cane, a magnet, and a plane.
Okay. She gonna say a whole story.
Okay. So, y'all, with my breast cancer story, we're going to do a little bit of blending.
Mm.
The key that I have found to getting through some of the hardest times of my life,
Hmm.
where I've really had to roll the dice with my health and the treatment options that I do, sometimes it feels like I don't even have control. It's just, is the cancer going to come back? Is it not? How can I make this time go by and feel fulfilled in life, not let cancer take over my life and take over my joy, steal my happiness? I have found that in learning from others and reading different things about finding your joy again, loving your body, meditation, finding different ways to reconnect with yourself, because sometimes it feels like I don't even know who I am
Come on.
post cancer.
Come on.
It's easy to feel like a small fish in a big ocean
Hmm.
where everyone else is swimming around me. And I'm like, hey, I'm this little 28-year-old girl that had breast cancer, and everybody else is living their life. And I'm this little baby fish just trying to figure out how can I swim up with the big fish, right?
Hmm.
But one thing that I do is I spend time on myself, and
Hallelujah.
the credit card has been very helpful for me because I have taken some trips, I have experienced the world, I have tried new foods, I have spent time and spoiled those that I love and care about.
That's so good.
And even sometimes it means beating them on the side with a cane a little bit, because some people, I think they don't appreciate life. And sometimes that's hard to see in people, because life is short and you really need to, no matter who you are, make every day matter.
Come on.
Because when you make every day matter, it's magnetic energy, and someone else is going to
Come
do the same
on.
thing. So let a sis know if you're trying to hop on a plane with me, I'm down to go.
Oh, I love it. You did so great.
Oh,
This was your first
thanks.
time.
That was my first
Okay, see, I'm
time.
gonna bring this at the thing. You're gonna be my partner at the family function.
That
Be
was
like,
fun. I love it.
Brooklyn, you're up. We're up. Okay, I'm gonna do one. You did so good.
Thank you.
No, you did. Man, I'm for
I like
real.
that exercise. It's fun. I might have to steal that one.
Oh yeah, I
Story
got a lot of
cubes.
fun exercises. Okay, let's see. I hate this because I be wanting to flip it, but I think it has to happen like this because
Hmm.
sometimes we get just the dice roll
That's
in
life.
life
And you got to roll with
and
it.
you got to roll with it. And so that's what I'm going to do. But see, I like to be very comical, and I don't know about you, but I'm a semi comedian sometimes
I
after going
see
through
it.
cancer. You see it? And the only way that I'm able to like be laughing it up is if I say something crazy. So this is the stuff I do. And guess what? I'm just gonna flow with it. Like I don't even know how this is gonna flow, but
Ooh,
so
I can't wait to hear what you come up
I
with.
like to come okay, so this is the other thing. I like Mabel to come out.
Hey,
Um
Mabel. Welcome to the
so
party.
so when I was going through my recovery process,
Hmm.
you know, it's a long time, especially when going through reconstruction, which we could definitely let them know. Like, I don't know how many surgeries you had. I had 7.
Oh, 3.
Okay. Yeah. So I had 7 surgeries. And so for me, it's like I had to laugh through a lot of stuff rather than cry. And that's just probably my thing that I like to do. And so Maybelline Slocum.
Oh, she got a middle name.
Well, that it's Maybelline Slocum in the building. Okay.
Got the fan.
And so, yeah, baby, I got the church fan right here. Uh-huh. And so I'm ready. But look, they don't know Maybelline is the one that sit between Sister Hayes and Sister Jackson.
Don't sit in Sister Hazel's seat now.
That part. And she brought the candy all the time. Okay, that's why I'd be like, baby, you want some candy? And then also, we have heat flashes. So I had to find something, thanks to my friends that go travel around the world. This was made from I forgot.
I love that. That's
Thank
nice.
you. You know what? I had one for somebody that they don't even want it, and I'm gonna make sure I give it to you. So I'd be like hot all the time, but I had to find certain characters to make me laugh sometimes because I had to recover by myself a lot.
Yeah.
A lot, like in the beginning of being diagnosed, a lot of people were like coming to see me, but
stops after a while.
It stops.
It stops because you went through treatment, so you're good now, right?
That part.
You're good now. It's over.
And it's never over. Never. I want y'all to know it's never over.
Cancer is a lifelong disease.
It is. Even once it got removed, all the medicines that we had to be on, I was on tamoxifen. We gonna come back to. I'm gonna do my story, but y'all, this is so freaking real. Okay. All right, so
I forgot about the story that quick.
I did too. All right, we gonna do this, and because I'm gonna make the people laugh. I'm gonna need you to come back because okay, you coming back?
Can I come back?
Can she come back? Y'all let us know if y'all want her to come back because we'll do a part 2 to this because this is her story. This is her story, and hey, all right. So I got a scale. All right, so Maybelline's gonna tell the story. Not Whitney Rae, not the Goddess Queen, Maybelline Slocum. All right, these is the readings in the Word of God, in the Word of God, in the Word of God. All right, church, I got this word and I got this story to tell you. In the beginning, she was told something, that she had to balance something, everyday life, and being able to have cancer at the age of 31. Her story. This is Whitney Rae. The first thought that she had, it's a thought. The first thought that she had is, why me? Why me? Oh, question. Why me?
Oh, sad face. Turn it around.
Oops. Look, question. Well, I'm sad too. Why me? Here's a big building and it got a room upstairs. So then she called a man from the room upstairs in the upper room and she said, Lord, why me? Then the man upstairs, he said, because this grants you access to rooms that a lot of people ain't gonna be able to be at. And so if you go through this diagnosis and I make you a miracle, it's going to grant you access to places that it would never grant you before.
Amen.
So this is only going to strengthen, your story. It's going to strengthen it. Here's a turtle. It's going to strengthen it so much. You know how you like to be close to the water. You gonna be able to be in Belize and Cabo and swimming with the turtles because God love you. But guess what? There's one thing you gotta do. There's a book right here, and it's called the Bible. And you're gonna have to learn it on a day-to-day basis for yourself. Don't learn it from just the church, folks. You gotta learn it for yourself because that's what's gonna guide you. That's the only thing that's gonna guide you through this journey. I like the amen sister. All right. Now it's going to be hell. It's a fire. It's going to be hell. It's going to be hell. It's going to be hell. Okay. But God, can I get an amen?
Amen.
All right. God will see through in every direction. That you was on the right path, that you was placed in the right room, that you was
Amen.
that you have access to multiple things that will be coming, even if you don't see it. And this is her story. It's Whitney Rae, the goddess queen. Thank you so much for coming on to my show.
Thank you for the invitation. This was fun.
Wasn't it?
This was fun.
I'm a whole experience. And I'm about experiences. People be like, what is it going to be? I'm about experiences. I'm glad you could experience this with me. Thank you. They're going to follow you. But what's one last thing you want to tell them? If you could tell them anything.
No day is promised. Don't ever think that anything can't happen to you. And so be intentional with your people, your circles, how you move. And just remember that, we all have a reason to be here. Make sure you're working towards yours.
All right. That was this Crown Chat show. And it's out. Weed out.
Period.
Peace.